Boris Johnson, the Mayor of London, has joined us, and Jeremy Paxman's talking to him.
Well now, Boris, what do you think about working with the Lib Dems?
Well, I think this whole election has been a brilliant example of the electorate coming up with a way of punishing all political parties more or less indiscriminately. I mean, they've kept the Tories, kept us from achieving an overall majority. They've exploded the great liberal myth that they were going to move into the centre ground and take over British politics, whatever they thought they were going to do. And they've delivered the most crushing rejection of Gordon Brown. And I think what we've got to do as politicians, what everybody's got to do is just get together and make sense of this. And I think the public will be in favour of anybody who can come up with a sensible Meccano-type solution. And I've absolutely no doubt that that is what is going to go on in the next few days.
Could you give us your own hours? Could you give us your own Meccano-type solution, please, Boris?
Well, it's pretty obvious if you look at what's happened, and obviously it hasn't completely finished yet, but Labour, I think, has been completely rejected. The Conservatives, by the way, have done incredibly well. You know, I know. I think I'm going to say this anyway, but it happens to be true that
you haven't got an overall majority.
We've got a bigger share of the vote than Tony Blair got in 2005. A bigger swing than Margaret Thatcher. You know, it's a fantastic achievement. And
if you can't get an overall majority after 13 years of Labour government and an unpopular Prime Minister...
I can see that, Jeremy. It is not a triumph, and no one should be remotely triumphalist about this. And that's why I think, actually, what Nick Clegg said just now was not half... was sensible. I think you should look at something that will allow a stable, sensible government to be carried on in the interests of this city and of this country, and that's what we want to see.
And if the price of that is conceding or acceding to the Liberal Democrats' request for some form of proportional representation, price well worth paying, I'd imagine, isn't it?
Did you say, is that a price worth paying?
Yes.
We'll have to see exactly what the price is and what the negotiations are. But I think the Liberal Democrats, from their point of view, will understand that the best thing everybody can do now is get together, sort this thing out as fast as possible.
I'm just mystified, because if a system like that is good enough to gift us a mayor like yourself, how can you deny it to other people?
Allow David Cameron to get on and deliver a strong, confident government this country needs.
But why deny the rest of the country the marvellous system that has elected you mayor?
Well, you know, it's not for me to get into those negotiations now, Jeremy. I'm not going to preempt. I don't even have any reason to suppose any such negotiations are going to take place. All I think people want to see is a strong, successful government getting on in a confident way with the business of the country and moving on as quickly as possible from this withering rebuke from the public to all political parties.
Who will be Prime Minister by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, do you think?
You know, David Cameron's going to make a statement at 2:30, as you know, and I think it'd be absolutely insane if we had a conclusion of this whole business that did not involve the Conservative Party, who have just won the largest share of the votes by far and the largest number of seats in Parliament, did not give the Conservative Party a dominant role in whatever structure we come up with, and you know, whatever type of wall sausage is contrived by this great experiment. The dominant ingredient has got to be conservatism. The meat in the sausage has got to be conservative, I would say. There can be plenty of bread and other bits and pieces.
The question is whether it's a chipolata or a Cumberland sausage, I suppose, is it?
Fantastic. Listen, I think enough of this gastronomic metaphor.
You started it.
Well, I've had enough of it.
Haven't you got a city to run?
Say again?
I say,
I have got a city to run, and that's
well,
exactly.
Go and do it then. Goodbye.
The government of London will carry on, irrespective of the temporary difficulty in providing a national government. Thank you.
Bye-bye, Boris.
Off to eat his sausages. There cannot be, I mean, this Friday morning, every single seat matters to the negotiations that are going to take place. We've got